Welcome to the Breslin Center for the pregame show. Today's game is going to be between the Ramblers of McBain and the Bobcats of Brandywine. I'm Thomas Maloney, and with me is Grayson Guernsey. Now, Grayson, just some key things to point out. This is the first meeting between these two teams, and it should be a good one.
Yes, it's going to be a pretty good matchup. I mean, both these teams have gone against D1 talent as well. McBain has gone against Hamtramck and then Cadillac, and then Brandywine has gone against a couple of D1 teams. They actually lost by 10. So both these guys have experience going against D1 athletes and going against competitive opponents. Some of the key players, I'm going to first off with Brandywine. We got Jeremiah Palmer. So far he's gone for field goals 50.6%. 3% percentage is about 40 or 40. Free throw is going to be 67, and he's had a total of 133 rebounds, and he averages about 13.8 points per game. Assists this season 79, so he's a pretty good baller. Some of the other key players is Byron Lindley. His field goal percentage is 46.3%. His three-point percentage is 31.6%. Free throws 69%. Rebounds he's had 77. Averages 13.4 points per game. Assists this entire season has been 34. Then last but not least, Nylon Goins. He has a total of 50% from field goal, 38.7% at three. Free throws 59.3%. Rebounds 44 this season. Averages 11 points per game, and assists in this entire season he's had 37 assists. So both these guys, or all three of these guys, are absolute studs out there on the court. I mean, averaging double points per game, all of them, is pretty impressive for their school.
Yeah, but we do know the McBain Ramblers have a really solid Bruce Coltman defense, and they're taught that all the way through JV up into their senior and junior year, going on to varsity and just shifting and just keep on learning, and then they just keep on getting better and better, and they get quicker over time too, and they get stronger, and we'll see how their defense pairs up against those double-digit pointers. However, McBain does have some key players. Those are going to be Evan Haverkamp, Clayton Hooker, and Ben Rodenbaugh. Evan Haverkamp, his field goal percentage is 59.9%. He has 39.1 three-point percent. His free throw percentage is 62.5. He has a total of 294 rebounds this season. He averages 16.8 points per game, has 35 assists this season. He also has 38 blocks. Clayton Hooker, the freshman, his field goal percentage is 54.7. His three-point percentage is 13.6. His free throw percentage is 67.3. He has 122 rebounds this season, averages 8.1 points per game, and has 19 assists. And last but not least, the leader of this Rambler offense, Ben Rodenbaugh. He has a field goal percentage of 41%, three-point percentage of 22.2%, free throw percentage is 67.4%, a total of 145 rebounds this season. He averages about 7.4 a game, and his total assists is 136, so he kind of likes to pass the ball around and get it to his teammates. So we'll see how the McBain defense and offense can compare up to Brandywine's offense and defense. Grayson, what do you think?
Well, personally, I've seen McBain play against fast teams, and they, do not do well against fast teams at all. And this team looks at its speed. Against Hamtramck and Cadillac, they had struggles containing some of those quicker guys off from breaking through and getting that fast break and scoring some points. And I mean, Hamtramck got three guys that averages double-digit points per game. And though, as I've seen from those guys, they are speedsters. They are fast, and they are capable of driving in there, doing some crazy type move underneath the basket and then going up for it. So I think that's going to be a real challenge for Evan Haverkamp and all the rest of the guard, because I think two of them are guards, so it's going to be a problem for Ben Rodenbaugh and Clayton Inleroy to be able to contain them really and just make sure they don't get off of that fast break and be able to get some good points.
So you said that they versed Hamtramck and Cadillac, two D1 teams that are pretty fast moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how they can pair up against that speed, right? We know that the Ramblers have Nathan Cucci. I think he's kind of like the big time defender of this team. He plays defense.
Yes.
I know last week against Menominee, he was put on Trevor Therasock, the commit to NMU, and he did a pretty good job of shutting him down. So we'll see how the Ramblers defense can stop the Brandywine high-power offense in just a bit.
And some other things I got to add is that Brandywine also has to figure out how to shut down McBain's offense, really, because McBain isn't a very, like, speedster type of team, in my opinion. They're more of like a book, like, fundamental book type offense where they got to be able to, they're going to, and it's smart, a smart, like, textbook type offense. So they got to be able to contain that, and when they get the opportunities to, they're going to probably try to steal it. So McBain has to be careful with the passes that they do and make sure that they're certified 100% safe.
Yes. So what do you think, like, the biggest thing in this game will be?
Biggest thing, fast breaking. Getting off that fast break. For McBain, it's going to be giving it down to Evan Haverkamp, one of their best scorers, and just trying to make sure that he can get some points. And I know probably they're going to try to shut him down because I know that downstate, the D zone, the only two players that they cover that are upstate is Charlie Howell and Evan Haverkamp. So everybody really thinks that Evan Haverkamp is like the key to the doorknob of this offense. But and they're going to try to shut him down, which gives opportunity for the other very, very good offensive players on this McBain team to kind of shine and do what they do best.
So turnovers obviously play a huge part in basketball, and I think they'll actually also play a huge part in this game, because if let's say Brandywine steals the ball from McBain and they get a nice fast break layup or dunk, that could be huge momentum shift. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and I mean, one of the things that McBain has to do is they got to be able to shut down Jeremiah Palmer. I mean, I've seen him all season. He's a pretty good basketball player, too. He's good off the edge, and he's able just to go in there, drive strong, go up for some good baskets. So if they're able to contain him on the outside edge, not let him get in there, kind of just put a face in his hand, a hand in his face or something like that, just try not to let him drive in there and get some points. That'll be a very good sign for McBain.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be it for the pregame show, and we'll see you at the start of the game in 2 minutes.
Presented by Licensor. The word of the day is respect. Respect for the game, respect for each other, respect for the officials. Remember, nothing beats good sportsmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Final Four games. We are at the Breslin Center with the McBain Ramblers and the Brandywine Bobcats. Today, I am hosting this game with Isabel Roosevelt, and I am Cade Weaver, and we will be starting off with the lineups, and Isabel will take it over.
All right, the starting lineups for today's games for the Ramblers. We have, they're just announcing the games, teams right now. We have the Ramblers of McBain and the Bobcats of Brandywine. For the Ramblers, number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. For the Bobcats, number 3, Jeremiah Palmer. For the Ramblers, number 50, Carson Murphy. For Brandywine, number 5, Brock Dye. For the Ramblers, number 25, Evan Haverkamp. For Brandywine, number 11, Byron Lindley. For the Ramblers, number 12, Clayton Inglerite. For Brandywine, number 0, Jameer Palmer. And for the Ramblers, number 5, Nathan Cucci. And for Brandywine, number 1, Nylene Goins. Setting up for the tip-off, we have number 3, Jeremiah Palmer for Brandywine. Ramblers having a little huddle right before the start of the game. For the Ramblers, we have number 25, Haverkamp, setting up for the tip-off. Ball is in the air. Evan comes away with it. We have Rodenbaugh with the ball. Rodenbaugh passes over to Inglerite. Inglerite swings it over to Murphy up at the three-point line. It goes back to Rodenbaugh. He gives it down low to Haverkamp. Passes out to Nathan. Nathan for 3, and it's good. Rodenbaugh's with an early start to the game. 3 points for Nathan Cucci. We have Goins with the ball for the Bobcats. Goins just dribbling around up at the top of the key. Passes over to Jeremiah Palmer. Into, I can't see his number, it's too far away. That was number 11, Lindley with the 3, no good. Rebounded by Murphy, gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh hands off to Ingler. He gets double teamed right away. He's stuck at the half court line, passes over to Murphy. Murphy powers it up, loses the ball. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh goes up for 2 and it falls. Jeremiah Palmer is going to take it up for the Bobcats. Jeremiah receives a screen, drives into the lane, goes up for 2, gets fouled and 1.
And he got a charge there on Murph.
Oh, charge.
So there will be no basket, making the Ramblers still at 5, and then the Bobcats at 0.
Rodenbaugh's going to dribble up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Inglerite. Passes back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Inglerite. Inglerite into Haverkamp. Haverkamp's working the paint, goes up for 2, no good. Rebounded by himself, tries to go back up, ball stripped. Struggle on the floor. They're going to say Haverkamp was out of bounds. It's going to be Bobcat ball.
Well, it's good effort there by Haverkamp, just trying to jump right back on his missed rebound there, but unfortunately he did get a hand out of bounds, and the refs will call it, giving it back over to the Bobcats.
Goins now has the ball. Goins, has the ball for the Bobcats. He's going to dribble over to the side, brings it back up to the top. Sort of just dribbling around, passes over to Jameer Palmer. He's going to dribble into the paint, passes over to, that was number 5, Dye, I believe.
They're going to call him for a travel.
We are sitting way up high, and they are down on the other side, and I cannot read their numbers sometimes, so.
It's all right. Even if your eyesight struggles, we got the Jumbotron as well to help us out a little bit, so we'll be all right, Izzy.
Rodenbaugh brings it up. Passes over to Inglerite. Inglerite takes one dribble, picks it up. He's stuck, gives it up to Haverkamp up top. Tries to pass down to Murphy. Murphy kind of caught up with a defender. It's passed out of bounds, so it'll be Bobcat ball.
You got to be careful, especially in these games. Evan was just trying to lead Murphy a little bit, but Murphy did not cut back like Evan was thinking. Therefore, it just went right out of bounds.
Goins passes over to number 12, Smith. Smith dribbles around, gives it over to Whiting. Whiting goes up for 2. His 2's no good. Ball is tipped. Ends up in Nathan Cucci's hands. He will get the rebound. He's going to take it up for the Ramblers. Hands off to Inglerite. Gives it down to Murphy. Good cut by Cucci. Wide open layup for 2. Timeout for the Bobcats.
So far in this first quarter, McBain's dominating. In the first 3 minutes of the game, I mean, already up to 7, and Bobcats 0. So far, McBain defense has been really tight on these Bobcats. I mean, so far, they got in the paint a couple times, but charge right away. He never drove again. They tried again inside the paint, but with Evan Heverkamp down there, Nathan Cucci just, you know, how small he is, it's an advantage. He can swipe at that ball all he wants and get right up in their face. And so far, the Bobcats can't seem to be handling it too well, resulting in the score, of course.
Yes. Ramblers are doing a nice job moving the ball around. With these handoffs, I've noticed that they've been double-teamed right away, and they've been pretty good about getting it out of that double team right away, rather than just sitting there and struggling with decision-makings, because that's usually where turnovers happen, where you're unsure with what to do with the ball, so you end up traveling or making a bad pass.
Right.
And you don't want turnovers this late in the season, this far in the tournament.
You do not. And that's, in fact, we were looking at some of these guys' stats. They do have a lot of steals, and I believe those double teams are the reason for that. Some players didn't know how to get out of them. Therefore, easy steals when you double team.
Brandywine's ball. We have Whiting with being point. Passes over to Jameer. Passes to I didn't see his number, but he shot a 3 and did not make it. So
Number
it was
12.
rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Okay, that was Smith.
Yep. I got you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Haverkamp has the ball out at the three-point line. He's going to drive into the paint. Powers up for 2, no good. Struggles for his own rebound. Murphy comes away with it. There's going to be a jump ball. Number 11, Lindley, puts his hands in there with Murphy, forces the jump ball. And because the Ramblers got the tip, it's going to go to the Bobcats. Jameer Palmer is bringing the ball up for the Bobcats. He's going to drive into the paint, kicks it back out to number 11, I believe that is. Gives it to 12 in the corner. 12 is Smith. He hits the 3 this time. 3 first points of the game for the Bobcats. Bobcats playing the press. It's passed into Cucci. Passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes to Cucci. Cucci down low to Murphy. Murphy's going to power it up, and his 2 is good. Assist for Nathan Cucci. Basket attempt made by, I believe that's Jameer Palmer. There was a foul called. Yep, foul was called on Carson Murphy. That's his first, team's first. Jameer will go to the line for 2. His first is good. Sets up for a second. It's up in the air. Right off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound. They're going to say it was out on a Rambler. It's going to stay with the Bobcats. In for the Ramblers, you have number 42, Clayton Hooker, for number 50, Carson Murphy. Passed into Smith. Smith goes for the jumper, and it's good. Rodenbaugh brings it up, passes over to Inglerite. Inglerite dribbles around the horn, gives it over to Hooker. Hooker over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down low to Haverkamp. Ball is tipped out of his hands, ends up in Jameer's hands. He's going to drive right into the lane. He goes up for a shot, no good. Rebounded by Inglerite. They're going to get a foul right after that. Bit of a scuffle on the court. Who was that foul called on?
I believe it was, I think 0, I think it was.
Okay.
Hang on, let me take a look here.
Rodenbaugh passes over to Cucci. Cucci launches down to Evan Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to set up for the 3, and it's good. Oh, they're saying it's 2. He had his foot on the line.
Also, the last foul was on number 2.
Number 2?
Yep.
Okay.
That took a minute to get out.
Goins over to Smith. Smith is going to work the paint. Passes out to number 11, Lindley. He shoots a 3, no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Passes down long to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh, Euro step in for 2, and it's good. Goins just going to take it right off. He's going to pass into the corner. I believe that is Jeremiah.
Yep.
His 3 attempt was no good. Rodenbaugh hands off to Cucci, gives it over to Hooker. Hooker passes out to Haverkamp. Haverkamp sets up for the 3. 3 attempt is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith gives it over to Goins. It's given over to Jamier. To Smith. Smith shoots the 3 just off. Rebounded by Hooker. Gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh calls out the play. Passes over to Hooker. Hooker up top, passes down low into Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh goes up for 2. 2 is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. He's going to go up. I believe there was a foul called on Rodenbaugh's shot. Foul was called on number 0, Jameer Palmer, his first, team's 3rd. Rodenbaugh's going to go to the line for 2. First is no good. In for McBain, we have number 50, Carson Murphy, in for Haverkamp. And for the Bobcats, you have number 3, Jeremiah Palmer, in for Jameer Palmer. Rodenbaugh's second is in the air, and it's good. Jameer inbounds to Smith. It's given back to, that's Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to take it up for the Bobcats. He calls out a play as he goes. Receives a screen, doesn't use it, drives into the lane, kicks it out to Whiting. He goes up for the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Cucci. He's going to take the ball, passes up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh trying to beat him in transition, goes up for 2. His 2's no good. Rebounded by, it ends up in Whiting's hand. Whiting sets up for the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Murphy over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh slows down the game just a bit. Picks up his dribble. He's looking to pass it to somebody. Gives it over to Cucci. Cucci over to Inglerite. Over to Rodenbaugh. Up at the half-court line, looking to reset up play. Gives it over to Inglerite, to Murphy. Murphy swings it over to Rodenbaugh. Up to Cucci. Cucci to Murphy, up at the 3-point line. Into Hooker. Hooker's going to battle in the paint. Goes up for 2, and it's good. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Stolen by Inglerite. They're going to say he was out of bounds. So it's going to go back to the Bobcats.
That was good hustle there by Inglerite just to get the steal, but unfortunately, with the foot out of bounds, that's a little disheartening. I mean, Isabel, as a player, have you had that happen to yourself before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little disheartening, isn't it? Just kind of rips your heart right out of your chest. Like, oh, did that really just happen?
All right, we have Goins as Bobcats point. He's going to work the paint a little, brings it back out to the top, kicks it over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah brings it back up to the top. He's going to drive into the paint, kicks it out to Whiting. Whiting's going to drive into the paint this time, try to battle Hooker, loses the ball, gets blocked, ends up with Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh loses the ball. It's out of bounds on a Rambler. Not really sure what happened there. I think he was trying to drive into the paint and saw people coming and lost the ball basically. Goins has the ball, gives it over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to work the paint, goes up, battles 3 Ramblers. Ball gets tipped in by Jeremiah, I believe that was. Yep, Jeremiah. His buzzer beater is good. Got his own rebound and tipped it right up in there right before the buzzer went off. So at the end of the first quarter, you have the Brandywine Bobcats at 8 and McBain Ramblers at 16. What are your thoughts on the game so far?
Oh, it's been very, very fun to watch so far. I mean, both teams are just coming back and forth each other. But right off the bat, Ramblers got a 3. I've seen the immediate momentum shift. I mean, everywhere, like the entire side of the left side of the stands to us, to the right side of the Ramblers, entire shift went over there, all the power. And along with all the spirit as well, it just took over. And then the Ramblers just playing very fast ball here and
Yes.
executing their plays very well along with their layups and threes. We have a few hiccups here and there. You'll have that every time because your mind's just going so fast.
50 miles an hour.
Yep. No, I think even faster. I mean, it's just so fast. You're trying to keep up with the game. You're trying to keep up with your own thoughts and your feet. Oftentimes, it'll be a little hard to keep up with it. But the Ramblers are doing a great job. And I think right now in the huddle, Bruce is trying to say, all right, guys, well, we're 16. They're at 8. We got to keep this pressure going. We got to keep moving with it. And then on the other hand, right now, we got a couple players on the court.
I don't know. I think they were doing like first to make a free throw, first to make a 3-point competition. Looks like they took students right out of the student section.
Yeah. I believe
The Ramblers
it'll
won
be
the little contest.
Yep, and with the Ramblers, it'll be Peyton Grant, Kate Crick, who are both on the varsity team for the girls this year. And then I believe that's Josh Rodenbaugh.
Yep.
I don't know who the other 3 are.
Nope.
That's a mystery, but congratulations to you guys for getting the opportunity to go out there. That's a pretty cool opportunity to go out there and compete in a contest like that. And coming back here, we will have the starters in the game besides Murphy, who will have a sub as Clayton Hooker.
McBain basketball right into the second quarter. Inglerite passes into Rodenbaugh. They're going to get him out of bounds. Rodenbaugh went in to catch the pass, jumped up to catch it, and his foot landed out of bounds.
Once again, you got to watch those feet. That's a tough reminder there. I bet you Ben will keep that right in mind, not going to do that again. And those are hard passes to catch as well.
Whiting hands off to Goins. Goins picks up his dribble, passes out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah tries to launch it over. It's stolen by Inglerite. Inglerite passes long to Hooker. Can't quite get there in time. Hooker has to hurdle a table in order to not run into it. It's going to be Bobcat ball.
That was a good hurdle.
Yeah, it was.
That was a last-minute decision, too. Good job by Hooker there, not
Tried to
taking
stop
the fall.
and couldn't quite do it.
Yeah.
Goins passes out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to bring it around, drives into the paint, gets stopped. Kicks it over to Goins. Over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah out at the 3-point line in the corner, passes up to Whiting. Whiting's going to dribble in, gets stopped, passes out to Hubbard, gives it over to, I don't know that guy's name. They're going to call a jump ball. Lindley, excuse me. Jump ball. He goes up, and they both had hands on it. A Rambler did, and he did, and so jump ball. It's going to go to the Bobcats. Whiting takes it out, passes into Goins. Goins goes over to Jeremiah. They're going to call a charge. Charge is called on Hubbard, his first, team's first of the quarter. Cucci passes into Inglerite, back to Cucci. Cucci's going to take it up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp looks. He dribbles. He's in the paint, takes it back out, shoots the long 2, and it falls.
Good for Haverkamp there, just kind of taking it into his own hands, looking around for people. Nobody's open, so he just takes the shot and makes it, making the score 18-8 now.
Whiting hands off to Lindley, passes out to Whiting. Whiting's going to shoot the 3 from the corner. 3 is no good, rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp over to Rodenbaugh. Passes over to Cucci. Cucci passes up top to Hooker, over to Rodenbaugh, gives it into Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for the hard 2, and it's good.
Haverkamp's layup now will make the score 20-8.
Goins passes out to, I believe that's Jeremiah. Jeremiah's working the paint, shoots from the free throw line. No good, rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to take it up for the Ramblers. Got somebody coming behind him, gives it over to Inglerite. Inglerite back up to Nathan at the top. Nathan Cucci passes over to Rodenbaugh out to the side. Back up to the top to Hooker, gives it over to Cucci. Cucci down to Haverkamp. Ball is tipped. Out of bounds, it's going to go to the Bobcats. I believe number 12, Smith, just came in for Hubbard. Oh, and we have the other Palmer back in. Jameer Palmer has the ball for the Bobcats. He's looking to pass it, passes into Lindley. He loses the ball. It's recovered by Smith. Smith's out by the three-point line, drives in baseline, almost loses the ball, passes. Tries to pass back in, but his foot was out of bounds before he could get the pass off. Rambler ball. Subs in, you have number 24, Aiden Cucci, in for number 12, Clayton Englerite.
Love the use of that Jumbotron. I really do.
Yeah. Rodenbaugh passes over to Hooker. Hooker down to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to work it. Does not make the two. It's rebounded by Jeremiah, given over to Whiting. Whiting passes over to Jameer. Jameer's going to drive into the paint, gives it over to Smith. Smith kicks it out to Lindley. Lindley back to Smith. Smith down low on the block. He shoots the jumper. No good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh calls out a play before he gets over the half-court line. Hands off to Nathan Cucci. Loses the ball. Ball is flung. We have Smith up there. He's going to go up for the two, and his two is good. Timeout for McBain. 30-second timeout, it looks like. I believe that was, I think it was Jeremiah Palmer.
Yep.
Battling Nathan Cucci for that ball. Sort of just flings the ball, and it turned out to be a great pass because his teammate Smith just comes running down the court for that wide open layup.
Very well done there. I mean, especially the speed of the ball. It wasn't like a chuck down the court. It was just a light toss, and it slowly bounced, and he just picked it right up for the easy and one. And now we got a separation of 10 points. Ramblers 20 and Bobcats 10. As far as fouls stand as well, Bobcats have 1, and timeouts stand as 4 for them. McBain, 0 fouls, and they have 4 timeouts as well. And we have 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
Rambler ball. Nathan Cucci's going to take it out. He inbounds it into Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to take off down the court, trying to lose his defender. Hands off to Cucci. Cucci gives it over to Hooker. Hooker loses his defender. Is going to shoot it from the free throw line. Gets his own rebound. Passes out to Cucci. Cucci's going to set up for the three. His three is no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to take it all the way to the hoop. Goes up for two. No good. It's rebounded by Haverkamp. Given over to Cucci. Nathan Cucci, excuse me. It's passed over to Rodenbaugh, but he wasn't quite over the half-court line, so they're going to call an over and back. Bobcat ball. We have Carson Murphy for the Ramblers coming in for Hooker. Ooh. Jumbotron kind of showed that it wasn't. We will respect the ref's decisions.
We will.
All right, we have Jameer Palmer with the ball. Picks it up, passes over to Jeremiah. Ball is immediately turned over, goes right out of Jeremiah's hands, out of bounds. Rambler ball.
And we do have Aiden Cucci now in for the Ramblers as well. I did want to point that out.
I'm going to have to start using first names.
Yeah, you're good.
Rodenbaugh. Passes over to Aiden Cucci. Aiden passes over to Murphy. Gives it to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down low to Haverkamp. Haverkamp working the paint. Loses ball. They're going to get a travel. It's going to go to Brandywine. Goins is going to pass it in to Jeremiah. Gives it back to Goins. Got a battle of the student sections going already. Jeremiah's going to drive into the lane. Goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Given over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to fly down the court. Pulls it back, sets up the offense, gives it over to Ingleray up at the three-point line. Passes down low to Murphy. Murphy's going to battle in the paint, goes up for two. His two's no good. Rebounded by Lindley over to Jameer. Jameer's got nobody battling him for that layup. Haverkamp goes up to attempt to battle, but his layup is good. Rodenbaugh passes over to Ingleray. Ball's tipped out of his hands by Lindley. Pass long and out of bounds. Lindley, in an attempted save, sort of just launched it out the other side of the court.
I think he was just hoping somebody would be over there to pick it right up. But I believe once he threw it, it's just the expression on his face, like, oh, hey, no one's over there.
Usually when you have a steal, your other person will come down the opposite side of the court as a help side.
Yep.
And nobody was there for help side. Ingleray with the ball. Hands off to Aiden Cucci. Aiden Cucci gets Rodenbaugh on the back door, passes out long to Ingleray. Ingleray passes up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Hooker. Hooker getting battled up top. Gonna work his dribbling skills. His layup's no good. It was rebounded by Murphy, and that was good.
That was a good pick up there by Murph, just making sure that the layup was going to count, and I believe the Ramblers did need that to keep the 10-point separation.
Jameer's going to go right in for another layup. His layup's good.
I take it back. We are now back at 8.
Rodenbaugh passes over to Ingleray. Ingleray's going to bring it back up top. Passes over to Aiden Cucci. Gives it to Hooker. Hooker over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh calls out a new play. Hands off to Ingleray. Ingleray tries to pass. His pass at a person's feet. We have Lindley for the easy fast break layup. Rodenbaugh is going to take it up for the Ramblers. Passes into Aiden Cucci. Over to Murphy, out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh looks down low at Hooker. Hooker's going to go up. They're going to get a charge called on Hooker. His first, team's first. Subs in, we have Nathan Cucci back in the game and Evan Haverkamp in for Aiden Cucci and Carson Murphy. Goins is going to take it up for the Bobcats. He passes into Lindley in the corner. Lindley's going to shoot the three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp, given over to Cucci. Cucci calls out a play, passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down over to Hooker, out to Cucci. Cucci for three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to drive in, goes up for two, no good. Gets his own rebound, tips it up, and it's good. 50 seconds left in the half. Goin brings it around, passes out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to drive into the paint. He goes up for two. His two's no good. Ball is grabbed from behind. It goes into Goin's hands over to Jameer. Rebound was grabbed by Smith, I believe. Jameer's going to shoot the three. His three is no good. Ball is tipped once again, end up in Jeremiah's hands. Jeremiah goes up for two, and it's good. 20 seconds left. We have Cucci with the ball. Brings it up. Trying to set up one last offense. Cucci hands off to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh splits his defenders, loses the ball, ends up in Smith's hands over to Jameer. Jameer goes up. They're going to get Rodenbaugh for the foul. 3.2 seconds left. We have Jameer going to the line for two. Rodenbaugh, I believe that is his first foul. Second foul. Nope, first foul. Trying to read the Jumbotron. Yep. Rodenbaugh's first. Team's second. His first is up in the air and good. Second free throw's up, and it's also good. 4-point difference in the game now. Rodenbaugh, he's got 1 second left, throws it up. No good. Bounces off the rim. All right, at the end of the first half, you have the Brandywine Bobcats at 20 and the McBain Ramblers at 24. really the Bobcats have cut down the lead by a decent amount because they went from having a 10-point difference in the game to now it's just a 4-point game. So
They did.
yeah,
Then the main reason I believe for that is when you get these type of games, your head's always running like 50 miles an hour, like you said. Oftentimes, simple mistakes will happen. There's been a following of those so far, and unfortunately, Brandywine was able to take advantage of those small mistakes from McBain and just turn them right into points.
yes.
So if McBain can come right back out of that locker room saying, all right, guys, we're going to clean up our game here. We're going to get better here. We're going to come out fighting strong. And I believe Brandywine's just going to come back out here saying, all right, we closed the lead down. Now let's take the lead.
Yes.
Let's move how we've been, take
Right.
advantage of the mistakes, and that's what they're going to do. And while we have halftime, me and Izzy will be back after it. We will see you after halftime.
Passing it off to Grayson Guernsey and Thomas Maloney for the halftime show.
welcome everybody to the halftime report brought to you by Grayson Guernsey and Thomas Maloney. Real quick, I want to do a shout out to Ronnie Football. I hope you get better soon. And yeah, good wishes out to him. All right, Tommy, so at halftime the score, Newberry 20 and McBain 24. What are your analysis so far in the game?
Well, it's been a pretty close game, and the thing I think that I saw was McBain took a pretty early lead, but then Brandywine, they started to come back, and then they started to do a pretty good job, and then they started playing tight defense. They were trapping up top and just causing problems for the Ramblers offense, and then they struggled to score. Some just key things for the Ramblers, like some of their stats. Carson Murphy, he has 4 points. Nathan Cucci has 5 points. Evan Haverkamp, one of the key players, has 8 points. He has a bunch of rebounds as well. Ben Rodenbaugh has 5, and Clayton Hooker has 2. So that's just some key things. But for Brandywine, Grayson, what do you got?
They got total of, I think that's Jeremiah Palmer has a total of 8 points, 4 rebounds, and that's it right now. Jeremiah Palmer has a total of 2 points. Byron Lindley has a total of 2 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. And while DeTorin Smith has been going off tonight, he has a total of 7 points, 1 rebound, and then Robert Whitney has 1 rebound right now. So both teams are kind of playing a bit sloppy, but I bet in the second half both sides are going to clean that up and play a little bit better.
If the McBain Ramblers can play like they did early in the game, and they can just run the offense right, and they can just continue to run up the score, I think they can maybe pull away. But if Brandywine can actually start shooting the lights out, then they might be, because what I saw was they tried to shoot a lot of outside three-point shots, but either they missed or they were just tightly defended and they just didn't go in. Grayson, what do you got?
Well, what I saw right there is that Brandywine, they like to be shooting three-point shots. So McBain was kind of shutting that down on the inside, trying to push them at the outside. But then they just couldn't hit their shots, really. So then they started to drive in. That didn't really work out. So they're kind of like in the middle right now of what to do. And I bet at the second half, they're going to be able to fix it up a little bit, learn from their mistakes, and be able to get more shots off and made.
So if you had to be the coach in both these situations, what would be your adjustment for each team?
For adjustment, well,
for each team.
Brandywine, what I'd be is, all right, so adjustments, they're showing us out the outside, and then what they keep on doing is I see that McBain defense, every single time we drive in, their entire defense just kind of swarms in there. That gives us a chance for a guy at the outside to be open, pass it out to him and shoot the shot. And just to kind of, right now, they're not really doing good 3 points. Try driving in a little bit, do a bit more screens. Remember to box out, get rebounds, because right now they're not doing too hot rebounds. So just doing boxing out, going up strong, and getting some points. And then for McBain, what I'd say is that keep on doing what you're doing. You're going on the inside, you're scoring some points. Outside, we don't really need to worry about because they got really, really good outside defense. But the inside, that's where they kind of fall a little bit. One thing I do see is every single time Evan Haverkamp gets the ball, they kind of just swarm in on him like just like a bunch of bees, and then they just keep on preventing him from moving forward or going up for shots. So then get that rebound. Evan gets it, passes out to a wide open whoever, and then he can go up and shoot some points.
I really like that, and I just want to say special shout out to the Special Olympics who are playing right now. You guys are doing a great job, and just keep on up.
Yeah.
And then I think that's all we got for the halftime show. Do you have anything else, Grayson?
One more thing is I'd just like to shout out again Ronnie Football. Again, he's going through some tough times right now, and hopefully he just gets some appreciation out there. And shout out again to Ronnie Football. And we'll see you at the post-game show.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after halftime. We will have McBain taking the ball first.
Nathan Cucci inbounds to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes over to Murphy. Murphy tries to pass down low to Haverkamp. Ball is tipped and stolen by Lindley. It's given over to Jeremiah. He's going to pass over to Goen. His three is no good. Rebounded by Cucci. Excuse me, Goen. Cucci pulls it back, sets out the play. Gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh up to Murphy. Murphy swings it over to Cucci. Cucci down low to Haverkamp. Haverkamp launches it long to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh sets up for the three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. They're going to get an over-the-back call on Haverkamp. It's going to be Bobcat ball. That is his first, team's first. We have Goin with the ball. Goin dribbles around, hands off to Lindley. He's going to bring it around, drives into the lane, goes up for two. His two is no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Murphy, given up to Rodenbaugh, passes up long to Cucci. They're going to get Cucci with a travel. Trying to just get a pass off right away to Haverkamp to get an easy layup. Kind of took a couple too many steps before you could get that pass off.
Unfortunately, you will have that time to time. I mean, when Nathan, he was just trying to get right up there. He had two guys on him. I was shocked he got the pass off there even. Great job there, but unfortunately, he got to travel.
Goin passes up to Lindley. He's going to shoot the three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp, passed over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to take it up for the Ramblers. Rodenbaugh passes over to Cucci. Cucci passes over to Murphy. Murphy swings it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down low to Haverkamp. Passes back out to Murphy. Murphy for the three. Three is no good. Ball is tipped around. Ends up in Jameer's hands. Passed up to Jeremiah. Jeremiah works the paint. He kicks it out to Lindley. Lindley in the corner brings it back up to the top. Passes up to Jameer. Jameer's going to drive into the lane. Goes up for two. His two is no good. Tipped. Rebounded by Murphy. Murphy's going to give it off to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh has the ball for the Ramblers. Rodenbaugh gives it up to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to work the paint, gets blocked. We have Lindley's going to bring it up, passes up to Jameer. Jameer's going to pass long to Goin. Goin's going to go up for two. It's good. All right, we have Cucci brings it up for the Ramblers. Cucci hands off to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh immediately double teamed. Stuck up at half court. Passes to wide open Cucci underneath. Good eyesight by Rodenbaugh. Sees wide open Cucci underneath. Cucci has 2 points. We have Jeremiah. Jeremiah drives into the paint, goes up. No good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes up to Murphy. Murphy down low to Inglerite. Inglerite out to Rodenbaugh. It's stolen by Jeremiah. Jeremiah goes up for two. His point is no good. Rebounded by, I think, Lindley. He passed it over to Jameer. Jameer gives it up to Goin. Goin's going to drive into the paint. Kicks it over to Jeremiah. He does not make his basket. It is rebounded by Lindley. That is not Lindley. That is Dye.
Yep.
Excuse me. We have Goin. He's working his defender. Goin's going to drive. Kicks it out to, that is Lindley. Lindley passes out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to drive in. Blocked by Haverkamp. Haverkamp gets the rebound. Passes out to Cucci. Cucci brings it up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes over to Haverkamp to Inglerite. Inglerite for the long three. No good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh kicks it over to Murphy. Murphy goes up for two, and it's good. Expanding the lead to 6 points. Ramblers at 28 and Bobcats at 22. Ball attempted pass to the Bobcat. It was stolen. Ends up in Cucci's hands. Cucci's going to drive in. Kicks it out to Inglerite. Bit of a miscommunication. Inglerite does not catch the pass. It's going to go to the Bobcats. Subs in, we have number 12, Smith, and number 2, Whiting in for the Bobcats, and number 42, Hooker in for Murphy for the Ramblers. Goin's going to take it up for the Bobcats. Passes into Jeremiah. Jeremiah kicks it out to Jameer. He's going to give it to Smith. Smith is going to drive baseline. Works the paint, kicks it back out to Jameer. Jameer's going to drive baseline, goes up for 2. His shot is blocked. He passes out to Smith. Smith. Havercamp's working him. I can't really see, baskets in the way. He drives in. We have, I believe that's Jeremiah. Jeremiah has the ball. No, Whiting. Whiting goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Havercamp. Kind of an in-and-out bucket. That one was, I'm surprised that one didn't go in. Rodenbaugh passes over to Inglerite. Over to Havercamp. Havercamp to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down low to Hooker. Hooker's going to work the paint. Goes up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Jameer. Jameer's going to take it for the Bobcats. Passes over to Smith. Smith's going to set up for the 3. 3's no good. Rebounded by Jeremiah. Or Whiting. Jeremiah. Or was that Whiting? It was Whiting.
Whiting.
I'm looking at like beige numbers on white jerseys. It's a little hard to see sometimes, and a 2 and a 3 for some reason look very similar. So that basket was made by Whiting, and I believe the Bobcats called the timeout.
Yeah, they did. Yep, Bobcats. Yep. And with the score, it stands 28-24. Fouls stand. McBain has 1. The Bobcats have none.
Refs really just letting these players play.
They are. It's a battle down there.
It's a battle.
I mean, it's back and forth. I mean, when it seems about all in the paint this half. I mean, there hasn't been much shots outside the three-point line. It's just always been in the paint battles and with people driving in, especially the Bobcats just taking major drives right for the hoop. We'll see if they continue that.
McBain ball. Rodenbaugh looks to pass it in, passes into Cucci. Cucci takes it up for the Ramblers. He's going to set up the offense. Passes over to Inglerite. Inglerite over to Hooker. Hooker looks, he's going to dribble, gives it off to Cucci. Still up at the three-point line, not really expanding anywhere farther. Giving over to Havercamp, out to Hooker. Hooker out to Inglerite, to Cucci. Down into the paint to Havercamp, passes out to Rodenbaugh. He shoots the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Given off to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to launch it down to Jameer. Jameer's going to go up for 2, and it's good. 2-point difference. Rodenbaugh takes it up, passes over to Hooker. Hooker's going to drive up, fakes it, goes up for 2. He's going to get fouled. He gets to go to the line. Foul's called, I believe, on number 12, Smith. Or number 2, Whiting. Nope, it was called on Jeremiah Palmer. Excuse me. Hooker's going to go to the line for 2.
Looks for his first.
No good.
Swish out of the fishbowl. Now we'll be looking for his second.
Second free throw's up in the air, and it's good. We have Jeremiah. Passes over to Jameer. Jameer gives it over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's bringing it back up to the top, gives it over to Goin. Goin's going to drive into the paint. Steps around Havercamp and is good for 2. Rodenbaugh's going to take it up for the Ramblers. He's picked up by Jameer. Given over to Havercamp. Havercamp up top. Down low to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to go up for 2, and it's good. Goin passes down to Smith. Smith's going to drive in. Gets stopped. Pass is intended for Whiting. We've got multiple players on the floor. We're going to call it jump ball. It's going to be the Bobcats ball. In for the Ramblers, we have number 50, Carson Murphy. In for 25, Evan Havercamp. Jameer's going to take it out for the Bobcats. He inbounds to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to drive in, kicks it over to Smith. Smith goes up for 2. They're going to call a foul. Smith will get to go to the line for 2. Foul is called on number 50, Carson Murphy. That'll be his second, team second. First free throw is in and out. There's a 3-point difference in this game. 31 for the Ramblers, 28 for the Bobcats. Second free throw's up and good, making it a 2-point difference now. Man-to-man pressure applied by the Bobcats. Jameer is guarding Rodenbaugh. Passes over to Cucci, back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh swings it over to Inglerite. Inglerite's going to shoot the three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh kicks it down to Murphy. He goes up for two, and it's good. Jeremiah kicks it out to Goyne. Goyne gives it over to Jameer. Jameer's going to drive into the paint, kicks it over to Smith. Smith goes up for... Basket is good and one. Foul is called on, I believe, Inglerite. That'll be his first, team's third. In for the Ramblers, you have number 24, Aiden Cucci, in for Inglerite. Smith will have one shot at the free throw line. 34 seconds on the clock. It's up in the air and it's good. It's a 1-point game. It's passed into Aiden Cucci. He gives it back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to have to get it over half court. Rodenbaugh's over half court. He passes over to Nathan Cucci. Nathan brings it up top, gives it over to Hooker. Hooker's looking. He passes over to Murphy. Murphy gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's back up at the top. Dribbles over, gives it over to Nathan Cucci. He passes to Hooker. Hooker's on the ground. Passes to Rodenbaugh. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Hooker with the three-point buzzer beater attempt, no good. That was an intense quarter.
It's not going to stop either, especially with the 1-point difference. 33 McBain, 32 Brandywine Bobcats. Final 8 minutes. Isabel, as you know, those final 8 minutes in that fourth quarter,
Yes.
they mean a lot. Fourth quarter and first quarter are the quarters, I believe, that make a difference, especially in these kind of games, especially when they're this tight. And it's not like a difference between 2 points. It's a 1-point game.
Yes.
All they have to really do is foul, they go to the line. Or they make a three and they separate it by 2.
Yes.
It's really a crucial quarter, crucial time to play. And I believe over there at McBain, Bruce is trying to talk to his, Mr. Copeman, the coach, is trying to talk to his players, telling them, all right, guys, fourth quarter, 1-point difference. We're kind of looking at a Menominee point here. This is how we were at Menominee, this close almost all the time. We got to pull away. We got to pull away. We got to be powerful on defense. Make sure they can't keep getting in on those drives and layups. Got to just block them from getting it there. And then for Brandywine, they just got to keep going. What they're doing is working very, very well. The only thing they really could improve on is probably locking down even more defense. And that will most likely get them to win.
Yes.
It's really both. It's 50-50 here, in my opinion. Both sides can come out with it.
This far in the tournament, I mean, every game is a battle. They have fought hard to get this far, and they are going to fight hard to continue on.
They are. It's not going to be a simple, well, you're 2 points ahead. We're just going to let you win now. It's not going to happen like that. It will be a battle down to the final second. And come out to the fourth quarter. Looks like we got Evan Heverkamp. We got Aiden Cucci, Nathan Cucci, Clayton Hooker, and Benjamin Rodenbaugh.
It'll be McBain ball. Nathan Cucci is going to take it out. Inbounds it to Aiden Cucci. Aiden Cucci picks it up, gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive in, goes up. Rebounded by Hooker. He's going to go up for 2. His 2 is good. We have, I believe that is Jeremiah, passes over to Jameer. Gives it up to Goyne. Goyne sets up the Bobcat offense. Passes over to Jeremiah. Gets a screen from Jameer. Jeremiah passes over to Smith. There's a scuffle on the floor. Ends up in Goyne's hands. He's going to drive in. Loses the ball. More players on the floor. Goyne ends up back with the ball. Gives it over to Smith. Smith fakes the three. Goes into the lane for two. They're going to call Cucci for a foul. We're going to have, I believe that was Goyne. He's going to go to the line for two. Foul is called on Cucci, his first, team's first. Oh, nope, Smith's at the line. Smith's first is no good. In for the Ramblers, you have number 12, Engelwright, in for Aiden Cucci, and for the Bobcats, number 11, Lindley, in for Goyne. His second free throw is up in the air, and it's good. Roundabout takes it out. Looks to inbounds it, gives it over to Cucci. Cucci guarded by Whiting. Cucci over to Engelwright. Engelwright swings it over to Hooker. Hooker down low to Haverkamp. They're going to get Haverkamp with a travel. Looks like they're trying to wipe sweat off the floor. There was a couple bodies that hit the floor on that last play. Timeout called by the Ramblers. 30-second timeout. Probably thinking if they're going to take time to wipe the court off, might as well take it as a time to talk to my team, get a plan figured out.
Yep. I mean, we did get another point. So now it's a 2-point difference. Ramblers still up. They controlled this entire game, but Brandywine did come back for a bit, and they still are right on McBain's tail. McBain just got to keep this convoy just a rolling. They got to keep pulling away and shifting gears to get right out of the Bobcats' way. And we'll see if Bruce, Mr. Copeman's, I keep doing that, Mr. Copeman's, talk with his players worked out here. And it looks like Brandywine's players too, both teams walking out with a little bit of confidence and chips on their shoulders, ready to continue this battle in this fourth quarter.
We have Whiting's going to take it up for the Bobcats. He's guarded by Rodenbaugh, passes over to Jameer. Jameer's looking to drive in, gets stopped. He's going to keep battling underneath there. Passes in out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah passes out to Lindley. He gives it over to Smith. Smith over to Whiting. Whiting's going to drive in, passes back out to Smith. Smith for three, and it's good.
And Brandywine takes the lead by 1 point.
Nathan Cucci loses the ball, regains the ball. Gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh into Haverkamp, out to Engelwright. Engelwright for three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Hooker. They're going to go up. He's going to go up. Foul was called. It'll be Rambler ball underneath the basket. Foul was called on Jeremiah Palmer. That'll be his third, team's first. I believe that's his third. Official timeout on the court. It's going to be a McBain timeout now, I believe. McBain timeout. With 6 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game, I still think we're going to be looking at quite an aggressive ball play, aggressive defense, aggressive offense. I mean, these teams are going to fight tooth and nail for their spot in the finals.
Yep, there's no stopping either side. I mean, you could just see, like I said before, chips on the shoulder, they both have them. They're both here. They didn't make it here by no mistake. They both battled harsh teams to get here. And now these two face each other. it's going to be a really, really tough battle. It's proven thus far. And neither side's willing to give up their spot in the finals. That's what this entire battle decides, who goes to the state finals. And McBain hasn't been there since 02. Brandywine, I'm not sure. I believe they haven't been to the finals with this coach in a long, nope, have never been to the finals under this coach's term here. So where Coach Koopman has. So it'll be a really, you're talking about a coach that wants to get there and then another coach that wants to be back.
Rodenbaugh inbounds into Hooker. Hooker goes up for 2. He gets fouled. He will get to go to the line. Foul is called on 0. That'll be Jameer Palmer. That's his second, team's second. First free throw's up and good. It's a tie game, 36. Second free throw is up in the air. No good. Rebounded. It's tipped. It's out of bounds. It's going to go to the Ramblers.
Great hustle there. Nate Cucci was in there just trying to get it, but he's seen what the Brandywine players are doing. He had a feeling. He's like, no, I'm going to let them try and get that. And it was a smart decision.
Rodenbaugh attempts to pass. Pass is blocked by Jameer. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Ramblers out in the corner. Rodenbaugh, he's looking around. Inbounds over to Inglerite. Inglerite gives it to Cucci. Cucci to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down to Hooker. Hooker's going to work the paint. Goes up for 2. His 2's no good. It's rebounded by Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to take off. Drives in. Gets stopped. Goes out to Jameer. He gives it to Smith. Smith's going to shoot the 3. 3 points no good. Rebounded by Hooker. Hooker's going to take it. Passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh pulls it back. Sets up the offense. Gives it over to Hooker. Hooker down to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to work in the paint. Goes up for 2. His 2's no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. He goes up for 2, and it's good. Looks like he attempted to tip it in right after. Either that or it was tipped out of his hands. He regained it and made the basket.
And the Ramblers take the lead again by 2, 38-36.
Jeremiah passes over to Lindley. Lindley gives it down. Oh, wait, that was Whiting. Given to Jeremiah now. Out to Whiting. Whiting's going to set up for the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh tries to hand off to Cucci. Cucci gets the ball now. It's given over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp out to Cucci. Cucci gives it to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's pulling it back, setting up an offense. Given over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp back out to Rodenbaugh. Back into Haverkamp. Haverkamp's looking. Gives it back out to Rodenbaugh. Looks like they're trying to just waste some time off the clock. They've got the lead. Gives it over to Cucci. Cucci shoots the 3. No good. It's rebound. They're going to call a foul on number 42, Hooker, his second. Team second. They're going to get him for an over the back. Goyne has it for the Bobcats. He picks up his dribble, gives it over to Smith. Smith gives it to Jameer in the corner. Jameer kicks it back up top to, I believe that is Jeremiah. Jeremiah goes up for 2. His 2 falls. Tie game. Cucci's going to take it up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Rodenbaugh. Over to Inglerite in the corner. Inglerite kicks it back out to Cucci, gives it over to Hooker. Hooker drives into the paint, goes up for 2, and it's good. Jeremiah, he's going to drive into the paint. Goes up for 2. Blocked. Haverkamp comes away with it, gives it off to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh pulls it back, sets up the offense, gives it over to Inglerite. Inglerite down low to Haverkamp, back out to Inglerite. They're going to get a foul. Foul's called on Smith. That'll be his first, team's
That'll
third
be
or
their
fourth.
fourth.
Team's third. Okay.
Yep.
Rambler ball underneath their basket, given over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for 2, and it's good. Coach Coleman's yelling from the sideline, no threes. Goin goes up for 2, no good. It's rebounded by Haverkamp, given up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes long to Inglerite. He gets blocked. Hooker gets the rebound, goes up for 2, fouled hard. He will go to the line. I believe the foul is called on Jeremiah.
Great pickup there. Clayton just following Clayton, who missed his fast break there, unfortunately, but he picked it right back up, trying to go back up with it. Gets fouled. I mean, right there, that's what you need. If he didn't make it, you still get the foul. You still got a chance to put the points up on the board. And with a 4-point lead McBain has, they could potentially drive this to a 6-point or a 5-point lead.
Yes, yes. The foul was called on Jeremiah. That'll be his fourth, team's fourth. First free throw attempt is good. In for Brandywine, we have, I think that's number 2, Whiting, in for Jeremiah. With 4 fouls in a little less than 3 minutes left, it's not a good position to be in because you still want to play aggressive, but with that 4 fouls, you need to also play careful as to not foul out. Second free throw is up and in. Coach Coleman's yelling no threes. We have Lindley with the ball. He's going to drive into the paint. Kicks it out to Jameer. Jameer's going to drive into the paint. They're going to get Inglerite with a foul on the ground. It looks like Jameer took a hard hit to the face. Hooker showing good sportsmanship, going to check on him.
Clayton looking like just trying to bring up his arms there. Unfortunately, does get a good hand on the face, just trying to throw his arms up as quick as possible before he can put the shot up. Unfortunate there, but you could tell Clayton Inglerite did not mean to do that.
Passed out long to Smith. Smith passes over to Jameer. Brandywine timeout. Full timeout. Ramblers have slowly just been pulling away. The momentum has shifted in their direction, and you've seen it in their offense. They're kind of just trying to slow it down, waste some time on the clock, because the less possessions that Brandywine has, the less of a chance they have to come back. So they're looking to keep the ball in their the Ramblers are looking to keep the ball in their hands for as long as possible to sort of wind down Brandywine's chances of coming back, because as of right now, we have a 6-point difference.
We do.
We started out this quarter with a 1-point difference.
Huge change.
Brandywine took the lead. Ramblers took it back. I mean,
back and forth.
It's like a back and forth dogfight.
And yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, a good old dogfight. And right what you said there, this game is intense.
It is very intense.
And we knew going in the fourth, you said it and I said it, this quarter matters.
Yes, it does.
It's proven to that point.
You play until that final buzzer goes off, because until then, the game is not done. There is still a chance.
There is a chance. And right now, Ramblers got to be careful. They got to continue the pressure they got, but they do have to be careful. Just like Coach Copeman's saying, no threes.
Every time they come down the court for defense, you just see them on the sideline yelling, no threes, because threes are a big way for momentum to shift in the other team's favor.
Agreed. And then
especially a big 3.
And right here, that's exactly what Brandywine will want, is a 3.
It'll be Brandywine ball by their bench. Looks like we have Goin taking it out. Goin inbounds into Jeremiah. He's back in the game. He's going to drive. Kicks it. Loses ball. It's passed over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to pull it back. He's double teamed. He needs help. Gives it up to Haverkamp. Haverkamp down. No, ball is stolen. Ball is stolen by Goin. It was intended for Hooker, who was wide open. Stolen by Goin. Given over to Smith. Smith drives baseline. Goes up. His point is no good. They're going to call a foul, though. Foul is called on Inglerite, I believe. Yep, Inglerite. His third, team's fourth. Smith is going to go to the line for 2. First free throw's no good. Second free throw's up in the air. That one sinks. Rodenbaugh inbounds to Cucci. Cucci passes up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh crosses half court. Not quite yet. Yep, now he's over. Gives it over to Inglerite. Inglerite launches over to Haverkamp up top. Passes over to Rodenbaugh, keeping it out by the three-point line so far. Passes into Hooker. They're going to call a charge on Hooker. Hooker's looking like he's not quite sure what he did. I can't say that I saw what he did.
I saw, but I'm confused, but I do trust the ref's decision there because they do a guy way better.
Wrapped his arm around him. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Or it looked like on the Jumbotron. That's his second foul, team's fifth. That does, shouldn't they be shooting? Oh well. Stolen by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes down to Hooker. Hooker back out to Rodenbaugh. Minute 30 left. Inglerite has the ball, passes up to Haverkamp up top, over to Rodenbaugh. They're going to call a foul on Whiting. His team's third. That'll be his second. I don't know why they're setting up to shoot. They're not in bonus. He wasn't shooting. It's not shooting. Is it shooting? I am very confused as to what is happening.
Oh, hey.
It's Rambler ball out of bounds because the last foul that happened, Brandywine should have been shooting because now they're in bonus, which is why I was a little confused because they were not shooting. They took it out of bounds. So
I was about to say,
it's Rambler ball out of bounds.
I see bonus up in the Jumbotron, so I'm a little confused myself, but.
Well, they are in bonus. They get to shoot every foul now.
Yep, very good explanation, Izzy.
Ball is knocked out of bounds by Lindley. Brandywine looking to just lock down on defense. It's passed over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's caught in the corner. He dribbles out, keeps his dribble, ends up on the floor. Ball is stolen by Smith, given up to Jeremiah. Jeremiah passes over to Goyne. Goyne's going to shoot the three. Three is good. Like I said, momentum shifter. 1:05 left. Timeout, I believe, by Brandywine. Yep, Brandywine's timeout. That was a real momentum shifter. I mean, with 1 minute and 5 seconds left, they were down a decent bit. He shoots the three, and it's good. Momentum shifts now in their favor. Ramblers have to look to take it back, or maybe it stays with Brandywine. But either way, it's going to be a real intense last minute. And we know in basketball that 1 minute on the clock could last
forever.
10 minutes. It takes forever for the last minute in the fourth quarter to wind down, especially in a close game like this. There's going to be more aggression, more fouls called, more turnovers, because people are just going to be flying like 1,000 miles a second. They're not going to be thinking straight. They're going to make dumb decisions.
They're going to, haste decisions as well. The only problem here, McBain has put Brandywine in bonus.
Yes.
They cannot make fouls.
They cannot foul.
They will bring them right to the line for some free points.
And this is where the saying that most coaches say, free throws win games, comes into play.
Yep.
Because 1:05 seconds left, every foul they're shooting 2 free throws. That could get them 2 points closer to closing the lead down.
Yep, and it will. I mean, right here, I think we're going to see a very, very tough game in the final minute.
Rodenbaugh inbounds it into Cucci. He is caught in the corner. He needs help. He passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh gives it down to Hooker. Ball is stolen by Jeremiah. It's up to Goyne. Goyne's going to drive in, loses the ball. He tries to pass out to Lindley. They're going to call a foul. Foul's going to be called on Inglerite. Lindley will go to the line for 2. I mean, that was wasn't even 20 seconds, and that was
quick decisions.
Yes.
Gucci did a wonderful job in that corner, though. That was incredible.
He was caught in the corner, and he really had nowhere to go.
And Hooker there catching the ball and
Hooker
falls.
was on the floor,
yeah.
Grabs the ball, launches it overhead, tries to get it to Inglerite before they can call it travel, and it is unfortunately stolen. Lindley's first free throw attempt is no good.
And everybody's in bonus.
Everybody's in bonus.
Woo! Bonus!
Wait,
And
how did they go from 3 to 5 fouls?
I lost attention. I was too focused.
I don't know. Brandywine had 3 fouls. All of a sudden has 5. He missed his second free throw. It's rebounded by Haverkamp. Given over to Rodenbaugh. Back to Haverkamp. Up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes long to Haverkamp. Loses the ball. Ooh, ball is out of bounds. It'll go to Brandywine. Bounced right out of Ingleright's hands. Out of bounds. 33.8 seconds left. 4-point difference. We have a Rambler timeout. Brandywine has 1 timeout left. I believe that McBain, after this, will only have 1 timeout left. Full timeout. Yes, both teams, 1 timeout left. Both of them are in bonus. 4-point difference. 33.8 seconds left.
2-point difference.
2-point difference. I can't do math.
It's okay. I can't either. 33.8 seconds. I mean, down to the wire is where we're at.
Oh, yeah. Intensity of the game took my brain away.
It did, yeah. That's why I lost complete.
Train of thought.
Yeah, I can't even come up with words now either. I didn't pay attention. I mean, I didn't know we got up to bonus.
I mean, you've got a couple players, multiple players on the floor with multiple fouls. I mean, for the Ramblers out on the floor, they have Clayton Inglerite, and he's sitting with 4 fouls. I know that we have Jeremiah Palmer for Brandywine. He's not out on the floor right now, but he also has 4 fouls. And multiple of them have 1, 2, 3 fouls on the court as well.
Yep. It's more balanced over there on Brandywine's side. However, when you get to McBain, everybody on that court right now
has a foul.
Nate Cucci still living up to his reputation with 1.
Yes.
Nathan Cucci does not make a ton of fouls. He's a very hard player to play
Except for that
against.
1 game he fouled out of.
That's very true. There is one. There always is one.
All right, we have Jeremiah Palmer back in the game. He has the ball for Brandywine. 24 seconds. Pass out to Lindley. Goes up for 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Inglerite. Given over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh just looking to waste time. They got 15 seconds left. He passes over to Cucci. It is out of bounds. I'm sorry. I'm getting very excited. It's a very intense game. 12.8 seconds left. Brandywine ball. Jeremiah has the ball. He shoots the long 2. 2 is no good. Rebounded by Lindley, and it's good. Tie game. Buzzer beater. We are going into overtime. I really have no words. This has been an intense game all game long. Tied at 4-4. They will have 4 minutes in overtime to battle it out for winner of the semifinals. Winner moves on. I mean, that is a lot of pressure for the players, a lot of pressure for the coaches. It is intense for all of the fans watching. It's intense for us who have to commentate it. Oh my goodness. Are you okay? Oh my goodness.
44-44. That last couple seconds was tense. McBain got it back. Ben tried to give it up to Nathan, it looked like.
Well, he was getting double teamed. He didn't want to get it stolen, so he tried to give it up to somebody else. Goes right through their hands, out of bounds.
McBain definitely almost had the win there. But unfortunately, with it going out of bounds, gave Brandywine the chance to come back, and it did. They came back with it.
And now we are looking at overtime. We've got pretty much all of the fans on their feet.
It's a tense game.
Yes.
It's very tense.
Both teams are still in bonus. Both teams are given 2 timeouts now. They have 4 minutes to battle it out.
Whew.
This is going to be a long 4 minutes.
Yeah, it will be. Knowing both of these teams, it's going to be a long 4 minutes. And it's not going to go by quick.
Looks like we are setting up for another jump ball, or a tip.
Evan Heverkamp. And I believe that's going to be number 1.
That's number 12, Smith. Jumping against Haverkamp.
I seen one walk up there. I'm like, whoa.
Okay.
That's okay. I guess the guard's jumping.
All right, here we go. Overtime, starting out. Ball's in the air. Tip is won by Haverkamp, given over to Hooker. He gives it up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes up to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to drive into a paint, kicks out to Hooker. Hooker fakes the 3. He drives into the paint, goes up for 2. His 2 is good. Oh, boy.
Brings the score to a 2-point difference. McBain 46 now.
Jeremiah has the ball for the Bobcats. Jeremiah passes over to Goyne. Goyne's going to drive into the lane, kicks it out to Smith. Looks like it's unintentionally stolen by Haverkamp. Rodenbaugh ends up with the ball. Brandywine pulling back their press. It's passed over to Cucci. Given up to Haverkamp, passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes up to Inglerite. Inglerite over to Haverkamp. Down to Hooker. Hooker's going to work the paint, goes up for 2, gets fouled, and 1.
And he will go to the line, making the score 4-point difference now. Ah.
I could not even tell you who that foul was called on.
No.
Okay, it looks like it was called on number 11. Lindley, that'll be his first, team's 5th. Sixth, I guess. I don't know how many fouls. They stop counting after 5.
They do.
Free throws up in the air, no good. It's tipped around, rebounded by Smith, given over to Jameer. Bench is yelling, no threes. Ball is handed off to, I think that is Whiting. Yep. Whiting sort of just dribbling around up top. They're trying to get people to move around for a play. Passes out to Smith. Smith sets up for the 3. 3 is up. No good. It's rebounded by Whiting. It'll stay with the Bobcats. Whiting passes out to Goyne. Goyne gives it over to, I believe that is still White, or no, that's Jeremiah. Jeremiah goes up for 2 and it's good. Rodenbaugh, double teamed, picks it up. He needs help. Passes long to Hooker, gives it over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for 2. Ball gets stripped out of bounds. It'll be Rambler ball underneath their own basket. Haverkamp looks like it was looking for a foul on that one, but ball was really just stripped right out of his hands. Good tip by Hooker, just giving it to Haverkamp right away, seeing that somebody was running at him. It's passed out to Cucci. He's in the corner, dribbles it out to the top, kicks it out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh is going to set up a play. 2 minutes left. Ingler now has the ball. He passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh to Cucci. Cucci gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's looking, passes long to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to pull it back. Gives it over to Cucci. Cucci sticky fingers, make sure that ball doesn't go out of bounds. It's over to Hooker. Hooker's going to drive, kicks it out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to dribble back up. Tries to get a screen. It's passed over to Hooker. Hooker gives it to Cucci. Cucci's going to drive in. Kicks it over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp gives it out to Hooker. Hooker's going to give it out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to keep it outside the 3-point line. It's given over to Cucci. Cucci passes to Haverkamp. Still outside the 3-point line. Given over to Inglerite. Looking to just waste time. It's given to Hooker. Hooker's going to drive in. Loses the ball. Battle on the floor. They're going to call Haverkamp for a foul. That's going to send, I believe that's Whiting to the line. Kind of a hard fall. He fell right on top of the ball, and those hurt.
Especially when it's pinned right against your chest or stomach,
Yeah.
and then the rest of your body falling. I mean, ugh.
I believe that's Haverkamp's second. 1 minute and 4 seconds left. These free throws have the opportunity to tie the game.
They do.
Once again.
Yep, free throws mean games. They make games.
Oh, jeez.
They oftentimes will decide fates of who wins.
Free throws up in the air, and it's good. 1 point difference. If he makes this one, McBain will have to set up an offense, and they will have to try and go for a basket rather than just trying to waste time and keep their, wind the clock down and keep their lead. It is a tie game. Ramblers are going to have to set up the offense, make something happen, but also simultaneously, winding down the clock. Kuchi has the ball over the half-court line. He is double-teamed, passes up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh gives it over to Hooker, gives it to Inglerite. Inglerite shoots the three. Three is short. Rebounded by Whiting, given over to Smith, back to Whiting. Whiting to Jameer. Jameer to Jeremiah. They're looking to wind down the clock. Hopefully they just get one shot off because that's all they need. Jameer's going to drive in. He comes back out, gives it off to, I believe that's Whiting. 25 seconds. Gives it out to Goyne. Goyne's going to drive in. Kicks it out to Smith. Smith for three. Three's good. Passes over to Inglerite. Gives it to Kuchi. They have 14 seconds. Gives it off to Rodenbaugh. Clock is stopped. Timeout's called. 11 seconds. The Ramblers need a 3 or and 1, and they have to make the free throw if it is to tie the game back up. They have 11.2 seconds to pull it off. Is it possible? Yes. Is it going to be really difficult? Absolutely. Because I can only imagine what some of these timeouts are like. Coach Coatman's probably talking about an offense that they could get off real quick. Brandywine's coach is probably talking about how they need to play super tight, clean defense. It's just a real intense game. You seem quite speechless.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
My mind's pretty blank.
Momentum has shifted back and forth so many times this game.
It's been crazy.
And I'm getting a little antsy. I've been antsy, but now I'm really antsy.
Yep.
Because this is intense.
Anxiety. That's what I got right now. Really bad anxiety.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, ooh.
It's going to be Rambler ball. Up by the half-court line. I can only imagine that Brandywine's going to, Brandywine applies man-to-man pressure.
As expected.
Yep, as expected. With 11.2 seconds left, they want to play as tight of a defense as they can. Kuchi with the ball. No! Attempted pass for Rodenbaugh. Couldn't quite get around his defender. It's thrown out of bounds. It is Brandywine ball. 3.7 seconds left. Timeout. Timeout, Brandywine. Probably just going to tell him, hold on the ball. There's 3.7 seconds left. Oh, boy. I really am speechless. This has just been a hard game, and whoever wins deserves to win because they have been fighting all game.
I agree.
They worked all season to get here. Whoever wins this game deserves it, absolutely. This has been a great game.
It's been a great season for both as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got chills, anxiety. I got everything right now.
My legs bouncing real good.
Yep. Mine are twirled up into a pretzel around my chair.
McBain looks like they're going to apply some defense, hopefully to get a steal and a shot off real quick. Brandywine inbounds into Whiting. They're going to call a foul. Whiting's going to go to the line for 2. Never mind, it's the end of the game. That is the end of the McBain Ramblers season, and Brandywine Bobcats will be going back to the Breslin for the finals on Saturday. Thoughts on the game? You're very quiet.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
I'm sorry. Not meant to be. It's been a game. Both
Yeah.
teams have done a fantastic job here today. I mean, going into overtime, I did not see the overtime coming. I thought
No.
a victor would just be crowned right at fourth quarter. But both teams played very well. Both teams have tried their hardest, and they put it all on the floor. It's been proven
Yes.
that to an extent. Fantastic job to both teams. Congratulations to McBain. Congratulations to Brandywine. McBain hasn't been here in a long time, but they're back.
Wait.
And looks like we're doing the free throws.
Yep. Players have to stay on the court. Nathan Cucci comes in for Clayton Inglerite. Players have to stay on the court. They are putting 0.7 seconds back on the clock. Letting Whiting shoot his free throws, as the foul was committed before the buzzer went off. So.
Yep.
First free throw's up and no good. He's got one free throw left. If McBain gets this rebound, they're going to have to throw up a Hail Mary. Free throw's good. Cucci throws one off, and it's short. And like we said, Brandywine will go on to the state finals on Saturday here at the Breslin. We will hand it off to Thomas Maloney and Grayson Guernsey for the post-game show. I'm Isabel Roosevelt, joined by
Cade Weaver. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with us this season. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday evening. Thank you.
Well, Grayson, welcome to the post-game show, everybody. That was a pretty good game. What do you think?
I think it was a pretty good game. I mean, both sides played very aggressively. Towards the end, I keep on forgetting
Brandywine?
Brandywine played very, very defensively, and they are very, very physical. They are not afraid to get up in somebody's face, put their hand right in their face, and they just played better at the final stretch, in my opinion, than McBain.
They started to pressure the ball handlers, and that's what really caused the defeat of the Ramblers. I mean, they just had some turnovers that shouldn't be happening, especially this deep in the playoffs. I mean, you can't be having that.
No.
And that's what ultimately led to this. I mean, they had a steal, fast break, and then hit a three, and then that's what led to the game over, and then they won.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, but again, both these teams played super, super well this entire season to get here, especially McBain, and then they did as well. So it's disappointing for Rambler fans, but then at the other side, Newberry's going to the state championship after Brandywine's going back to the state championship. Well, not back. They're going to it after losing last year to White Nasatis, Traverse City, St. Francis. But yeah, I'm kind of speechless a little bit. So
yeah, I don't really have much else to say either. That's just going to do it, and we'll see you next season.
Yeah, thanks to everyone that helped work on this game. We got Logan Roby,
Yep.
Cole, Curtis, and then we got Ryan Kirkby down there shooting some good footage, and all the other Rambler Review crew. This is probably going to be the last broadcast of Rambler Review Sports this right now. So it's been a pleasure with you guys staying with us the whole season, watching us, listening to us, all the such things. I'm Grayson Guernsey. I was joined here by
Thomas Maloney.
and we'll see you in the near future.